And so the journey begins. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Paranormal Portal. Hope you guys are doing good. Happy Christmas Eve, as it were, or happy holidays, whatever it is you celebrate. Just glad you guys are here. So hopefully you're having a good beginning to the holiday. I know I was running around, running errands today, and it was a zoo. It was a bit of a zoo. That was pretty intense, but I'm here. You got me now, and I'm so glad you guys are here with me. So good to see you all, and welcome always. Yeah, Phil Funk says, showtime. You got it, Phil, and special thanks to Phil. I just got a card from the P.O. box from Mr. Phil Funk. Sent me this cool card. Came with some really cool stickers he'd sent along. This one from Maine, Get Lost, Maine, as well as this one. I believe that's a really cool sticker. And then this one, Alien on a Paper Airplane. So very cool stickers. And he even sent me a dad card. A dad joke card. What do you call a polar bear on the beach? Sandy Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Love, Phil Funk. Love you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. That was really cool to look in the post office box and see that. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, they are nice stickers. Hopefully you all are doing great, though. Thanks for being here. And what do you guys know? What are you doing? Are you all set up? You couldn't pay me enough to go anywhere near a store today. Well, it was more necessary than desire. Just had some things to tie up, especially with food stuff, and we got some meal stuff for the holidays, because God knows nothing's open on Christmas. So that's just how it works. So hopefully you are all settled in and have your plans all laid out, and you're safe and warm and close to those you love. That's fantastic. Ambrose Krause, Merry Christmas to you over on Facebook. Good to see you, and to everybody saying hello. I really appreciate it. Good to have you all here. Thank you so much for piling in the doors. It's Christmas Eve. I couldn't do a holiday without you guys, right? Excuse me. If you didn't notice on YouTube, I did. Nathan says, bring on the gas station pizza. I tell you what, some of the greatest, garbage pizza I've ever had in my life has come from gas stations. It's just phenomenal. Gotta get my phone out of my pocket because it's digging into my leg there. In my cargo pants that I'm wearing. So as far as you know, I could be naked here and you don't know, but we'll go with cargo pants. But yeah, I like some gas station pizza. Why not? That stuff is great. I've survived on stuff like that when I'm going long drives and such. So we got a lot to get to, but I was going to say earlier today, much earlier, like in the wee hours of the morning earlier, I posted a little video, and I posted it for members first, for the first many hours, and then around 10 or 11, I opened it up to the public, and it's a Paranormal Portal spin on TWAS the Night Before Christmas. So I don't know if you guys like it or not. I don't know. Anyone have a stirring mouse? I'm not sure what a stirring mouse is, Jordan. What is that? Yeah, road trip. Yeah, exactly. That's where I ate all that pizza, Yeshua. Absolutely. But Merry Christmas to y'all. By the way, speaking of T-Bone, thank you for the $10 donation, T-Bone, to open up the night. God, so incredible. So incredibly generous. I appreciate that a lot. Goes a long way to keep the lights on here and to keep things going. Okay, David Barnes says, I'm flying solo on Christmas. I'm treating myself to an inch-thick ribeye. Medium rare with asparagus and baked potato. Well, you're doing it right. That sounds like a delicious dinner. What time should I be there? Portal road trip? No. Well, yeah, when I went to Missouri earlier this year and to Vernal, Utah for both of those conferences, that was a lot of road tripping, and it was a lot of road. Probably too much road, but Portal Mom was calling. Hello, Mom, you're on the air.
Hi, honey. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas to you. How you doing?
Pretty well.
Everybody's saying, well, they're not saying it yet, but they will be. They'll be saying, hi, Portal Mom. Merry Christmas to you. What's going on there?
Absolutely nothing. It's just Jeff and me here tonight.
Oh, just a nice quiet night, yeah?
And tomorrow it's going to be just Sheldon and Jeff and me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
Brian is sick and
Okay.
Jenna is sick.
Oh, no. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Jenna and Missy are in Florida, so.
Yeah, everybody's getting the whole rundown. Remember, I am live.
Oh,
Now everybody knows what my family's doing, so, yeah.
I guess they do.
And I'm not there, so I'm sorry about that, Mom, but I want you to know I love you and I love everybody, and I wish I could be there.
I wish you could too, honey.
Well, I obviously didn't work out this year, but we'll get home as soon as we can. But give everybody our love, and I'll give you a call tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, that works fine.
All
Tell
right.
all the Portal peeps Merry Christmas and good night.
They heard you. You're on speaker, so
Okay. All right.
All right,
Good night, darling.
love you, Mom.
Love you too.
There it is. Little Christmas call right here on the show. If it's not Rob calling, it's my mom calling. That's okay. It's nice. It's wonderful, though, to always talk to my mom. Yeah, thanks, David, saying hi to Mom. Portal Mom, there she is. So anyway, Merry Christmas to you all. Happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating. MCAT, God bless you, brother. Merry Christmas to you, brother. Miss you. I like when you show up, man. MCAT's a great, great, great guy. He's been a long time friend. And at one time, years ago, this is a true story. One time years ago, I had a power surge or something, and it blew out my board. And this is when the show was pretty new. I mean, I was streaming already for a few years or whatever, but it was very new. And my board blew out, and I was dead in the water. And I made an announcement, and I'm like, "Hey guys, sorry, my board's blown out. I don't know when I can get this all rebuilt, but just know I love you, and I'll be back as soon as I can be." I get an email from Mr. MCAT. What do you need for a new board? I just replaced the one that I had at the time, and he donated that, and it was like, oh my God, it's that incredible moment when you guys really come through and make all the difference in the world, and MCAT's just one of those guys. So thank you, MCAT, again for that. That's one of my fondest memories. Where you saved me and kept the show going. So just an incredible guy. So, and he's also a paranormal investigator. He's been investigating for decades. The guy's an incredible guy. And I just thought I'd share that. Just a wonderful story of what an incredible amount of love I get from you guys. And all of you guys that continue to show up, that like the streams, that comment on the video streams that they're watching that aren't live. It's just really, really cool. I'm so blown away. You guys are incredible. I don't deserve you, but I'm so glad you're here. All of you. So we're going to get to the news, obviously, and we are going to get to a live reading of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" as requested on the last show. That was by Rachel. And actually, that was the impetus, just to make sure there's clear on the enunciation there, because I don't want to get any hell from somebody like, why are you talking like that on your show? It's a beginning, a genesis, if you will. The genesis of me doing a portal rendition of the "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" came from Rachel's suggestion that I read "The Night Before Christmas" here on the show. So I thought that would be fun. I put that together. That video's out there on the channel, and on Instagram, on TikTok. So wherever you want to watch it, if you would, that'd be cool. And if you're on those portal or platforms and you're not already following me, please do. Whether it's X, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, whatever, just please follow me, because I'm trying to build those social medias up so we can stream live on TikTok as well. That's one other platform I'd love to add to this live streaming, but you got to hit a certain threshold of followers. And I think I got about 400 to go or something like that. So I got to hit that first 1,000 followers, and then I can stream live on TikTok as well. It'll just be another opportunity. Brent is my spirit animal. I'm surprised nobody's noticed something. I'm really surprised nobody's said anything that I've seen. Have you guys noticed anything tonight? Anything sticking out to you at all? Brent is the portal master. I'm your host of ghosts. Absolutely. I'm just waiting to see if anybody's noticed anything. Yeah. So nobody's noticed. You don't know it yet, but I'm watching you. Eric Fry. Yeah. Yep, Phil's watching. No beard. You got it, Annie. It's actually just no mustache. I will tell you this. Remember, I don't know if all of you were here, but when Sheldon inadvertently had to shave his head. Well, guess what happened today? Yeah, yep. I was trimming. You got to use the trimmer. If you're a guy, you grow hair all over the place, and it's really weird. I don't understand it, but I was attacking that crap that grows down your neck in the back, and I'm like, shaving it all up and stuff, and here it is. Yeah, absolutely, Karen. There's a show. So I was trimming this up. I'm like, oh yeah, and I've got the razor in this hand. It's an electric razor, and then the guide in this hand. I'd taken it off to do my neck, and they're like, oh yeah, I got to hit the mustache too. I'm like, I'm like, oh no, that's not what that should feel like. And sure enough, I clipped this side all the way up to here. And I tried balancing to see if that worked, but it started looking really creepy. So I'm like, screw it, and just took it all off. So that's what happened. I managed to prank myself, I guess. Basically, the portal barber. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So there you go. That's what happened. I didn't see anybody saying anything. I was like, oh, that's wild. Maybe nobody knows this. Okay. But you noticed. All right. So you all were just being polite, weren't you? Thank you. That's very kind of you. But anyway, let's get to the news first. We're going to start this rolling. Enough gum running. I will do shout outs at some point in the show here, but let's get rolling. It is now the portal barber. Yeah, I'm not a good barber, clearly. All right, let's get it going. The news. Time for the news. Ladies and gentlemen, the news. John says, probably started looking like a Hitler stash. I was like, yeah, that's kind of, I'm just saying, yeah, that's exactly why it went off, is because I mohawked this. Well, I shouldn't say mohawked. I just totally skinned this side. And I was like, oh, and then I did this side. I'm like, that doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. So I just went and just done. It's okay. I mean, it'll grow back. I will grow it back. I just thought, I think it makes me look a little younger, though. What do you think? I don't know. Is that not right? No? Yes? No? What do you guys think? I don't know. Just a thought. But, yep, that's what I look like. You look great. My favorite shapeshifter, you. I don't think I wish I could shift a few other shapes. The one would be not to be so orb-like, but I'm working on it. Looks good, Brent. Well, thank you, MCAT. I appreciate that. You do look younger. Thank you. Yeah, maybe it'll remain this way. I don't know. You never know. I might get used to it. I do know that most of my whiskers are white, just like all my hair on my head is actually white, but I color it. And I'd have to color this. I have to color all this just to make it work. And that's kind of a pain in the ass. So it might be nice not to have to worry about all that. But anyway. Oh, God, Twitch and your spam stuff. Ugh. All right. Well, anyway, let's get to the news. This is the news desk, as always, ladies and gentlemen, where we cover news and stories. Some of them are paranormal. Some are just interesting. And whatever. What's Phil doing? What are you voting on, Phil? What's going on there? Somebody remembered as well. Who was that remembered? I saw that pop up during the transition, but now I'm trying to find it. You guys are chatting so fast. Stuff just flying off the screen. It was Aussie Boss Tiger. Woo! Thank you, Aussie, for remembering, buddy. Appreciate it a bunch. I'm just glad to see you guys tonight. It just wouldn't be a Christmas if I didn't have you guys in it. So I'm glad you guys are here. All right. So during the course of the show, I utilize a lot of different sites. These are amazing sites. They are incredibly well done. There's no better I've ever found. And so please vote. Please vote. Please visit, rather. I saw Phil Blair's message about voting, and I just went totally spaz there. But yeah, please visit these sites. Oh, on your shave. 0 or 1 vote. Yeah, go ahead and vote. You like the shave? Yes, 1. If you don't like it this way, 0. Let me know. I'll do a chat poll. That's a good idea. Not a bad idea there. Appreciate that. So please visit these sites. Keep them floating. Your visits equal revenue for these sites and help to keep the lights on. So, okay, not bad. Eric and Annie both like it. Good. Wizard Moon is all right with it. Wow. I'm thrilled. Phil Funk's all in. Grandizer's giving me halfway. It's new. I'll give it. Aussie Boss Tiger likes it. John Stevenson likes it. MCAT likes it. John Temper likes it. Nobody not likes it, huh? Wow. Maybe I should go for that. All right. Hey, Dog Digger. Hey, Big D over on Rumble. Good to see you guys. Both. Okay. Karen says, you are who you are. That's very right, T-Bone. That's true. Yeah, it's all ones. Maybe this is staying, folks. Maybe this is the new look of the Paranormal Portal. I don't know. I'm okay with it. It makes, maintenance is a lot easier this way. I just drag a razor every couple of days and call it work. That's it. Patty Troy likes it. Android's good with it. Good. Oh, thank you, Amy. Appreciate that. Okay. Well, there's the votes. I think that's pretty much everyone that's here. Baby face Brent. Yeah, with all these creases and wrinkles, I don't think I qualify for the baby face part, but yeah, younger face, maybe. You look simply marvelous. Thanks, Eric. You're too kind. Nathan's all in on this one, too. Thank you, guys. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, I guess that was a fortuitous error, as it were. All right, let's get to some stories and find out what the hell's going on in the world, because I don't even know most of the time. I always learn with you guys. So first story we're going to come up with. Oh, yeah, I just found this one. That was right. Again, last time we talked about Nostradamus when we were talking about premonitions and soothsaying and such, people predicting future events. And Nostradamus is certainly one of those pivotal characters in the whole scene, but most of his quatrains or whatever are very, very vague and interpretable. And some of them are surprisingly accurate. Some of them are extraordinarily vague, so it could mean anything. But this is another seer and mystic that people, I guess, really subscribe to. And this was from Unexplained-Mystery. She's passed away now, but she left some predictions. So here we go. Her name was Baba Vanga. And this is coming from the metaphysics and psychology pages of unexplained-mysteries.com. Baba Vanga predicted that a large spaceship would visit Earth in 2026. That sounds rather specific. I hope she's right. I do. That'd be cool. As long as they're nice. All right. The blind Bulgarian mystic once made a prediction about visitors from space that has recently gone viral. Born in Bulgaria in 1911, Baba Vanga spent most of her life in the Kozu Mountains and was renowned the world over for her prophetic predictions about the future. While a great deal of skepticism has always been surrounding the accuracy of these predictions, many people remain adamant that she had successfully foretold a wide range of major global events. Even though she died back in 1996 at the age of 85, her predictions are still referenced and scrutinized for indications of what might come to pass in the future. One prediction in particular has become increasingly relevant is that of a large spaceship arriving on Earth in November 2026, thus bringing with it first contact between humans and aliens. I don't think that's the case, but anyway, it's another contact anyway. There are also references to this happening during a sporting event. Okay. What sporting event happens in November? I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Is that the World Series? Is that going on in November? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. One alternative interpretation is that prediction suggests that the spacecraft was actually due to arrive this year instead, and the discovery of 3I Atlas in our solar system back in July certainly got some people believing that it was actually about to happen. When the comet passed in its closest approach to Earth a few days ago and began heading back out into the solar system, however, that possibility seemed to have been put to bed. Alien visitors aside, Baba Vanga also predicted other things for 2026, such as wars, earthquakes, and floods. Although none of these things are anything new, whether anything will happen next year that can be explicitly connected to one of her predictions, however, remains to be seen. Well, there you go. I didn't even know this was a prediction. Obviously, I'm not well versed in Baba Vanga. Hey, Justin Good Earth, good to see you. But it's interesting. Amy, oh, you became a member. You membered. Amy membered. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it. Awesome. So there you go. I didn't know about this. I don't know any of her other predictions or what she's allegedly predicted that has come true. I know absolutely nothing other than I've heard this name before. So this is brand new to me. Very cool, though. All right. That was the first article, but don't worry. We got more. There's always more. And what do I mean by that? Well, the next article would be more. And here we go. This one's from Science and Technology Files. Let's see. This one's not too long. For those of you that got kind of potty mouths or you get really pissed and start cussing, a lot of people say, that's not good for you. That's not good. Shouldn't talk like that. Well, maybe in some situations you should. Let's get to this article. This is from unexplained-mysteries.com. Science and technology, swearing can actually make us physically stronger, study finds. So if you ever got to beat some ass, just start cussing because you might need the extra horsepower. I don't know. Let's see what this says. Reeling off verbal expletives seems to have a measurable empowering effect on human strength. A few years back, we reported on the discovery that swearing can reduce the sensation of pain, but it seems we may only be starting to lift the lid on the benefits that profanity might bring. In a new study, researchers at the University of Alabama wanted to find out if swearing not only increased physical strength, but also brought about psychological changes as well. To learn more, volunteers of various ages were tasked with carrying out exercises while uttering either an expletive or an ordinary word used in normal conversation. The findings indicated that people who swore during the exercise not only saw a better performance, but also seemed to enjoy the workout more than those who didn't. I don't know what it takes to enjoy a workout. I haven't found one I enjoyed yet. These findings suggest that swearing promotes psychological states conducive to maximizing effort and overcoming internal constraints, the study authors wrote. But does swearing directly affect our inhibitions? The jury's still out on that one, meaning that the more research will be needed to determine whether or not this is really the case. Still, it seems as though reeling off expletives does have a genuine impact, especially during exercise. These findings help explain why swearing is so commonplace, said study co-author and psychology researcher Richard Stevens. Swearing is literally a calorie-neutral, drug-free, low-cost, readily available tool at our disposal, when we need a boost in performance. There you go. Exactly. The chat's picking it up. Oh, fudge. Yeah, that's it. Bleepity bleep, bleep, bleep. Yeah. There you have it. So cussing might not be so bad after all. I don't know. There you go. I learned something today. That was brand new to me. Let's see what else we can learn because we're going to the next article. And this is from the extraterrestrial files of unexplained-mysteries.com. And we're going to find out what this is. Astronomer, first aliens we encounter may be on the verge of collapse. Yeah, maybe that's why they're looking out there. I mean, I imagine just knowledge would drive a lot of races to just look. If you can look, go look. What's out there? What is there to learn? But maybe desperation is a whole nother motivator to really push forward these other races into, looking to the stars. So let's see what it says. One scientist has put forward the idea that any alien civilizations we encounter may be nearing their own end. When we consider the possibilities of contact with an advanced extraterrestrial civilization, we tend to imagine an ancient, super advanced, and enlightened race that can teach us much about the cosmos. According to Columbia University's Dr. David Kipping, however, what's more likely is that the civilization we encounter is itself on the verge of total and catastrophic collapse. This scenario is known as escation hypothesis. Hollywood has preconditioned us to expect one of the two types of alien contact, either a hostile invasion force or a benevolent species bestowing wisdom to humanity, said Dr. Kipping. But the escation hypothesis is neither. Here, first contact is with a civilization in its death throes, one that is violently failing before the end. In a new paper, Dr. Kipping maintains that there is a similarity between finding aliens and making other astronomical discoveries. If you look up at the night sky, for example, around 1/3 of the stars you see are in their death throes, thus making them larger and brighter than most of the others. Same thing is likely true for alien civilization, he argues. So by extension, we should expect that the first detection of an alien civilization by someone who is being unusually loud, he said. Their behavior will probably be atypical, but their enormous volume makes them the most likely candidate for discovery. Of course, the chilling thought occurs, could we be one such civilization? Only time will tell. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that that's necessarily the truth, though. I mean, I think he's speaking to what would motivate them to shoot around the stars and look for those answers. But I don't know. I think it's certainly in human nature if the question is asked, somebody's going to fold themselves in half trying to find the answer. And I imagine the same curiosity is true of other races among the stars. It's like, well, maybe they want to know what's out there. Maybe they want to see what is represented in this universe of ours. And the only way you can do that is if you get out and look. So I don't know that it's always a flight of desperation. Maybe it certainly could be. I've certainly heard the hypotheses that have been offered from, why are they abducting people? Well, their genetics are screwed. They can't multiply themselves or breed anymore. So they're here for genetic material or whatever. And maybe, I don't know, but that can't be one of the primary motivators for them to shoot to the stars. Now, yeah, I mean, obviously, maybe their homeworlds are about to fold up, but that doesn't mean they're on the brink of collapse. I'm sure there's plenty of habitable planets around the cosmos. I don't think that this is maybe as rare as we think it is, but who knows? Time will tell, I guess. Maybe someday we'll have all the answers, but not yet. We don't have them yet. I did see some kind of chat thing. Hold on. Let's see what happened here. Okay, Gemgwin. Yay. Thank you, Gemgwin. She gifted 5 memberships to the Paranormal Portal members. And let's see what happened. NorCal Cubs fan received a membership gift. Josh M got one, as did Thomas Reddy, as did Wink at Me. There you go. Gave you 2 of them. And Stardust. All of you guys got memberships to the portal. So welcome. Appreciate you being a member. Hopefully you find there's value in that and you keep it going. Otherwise, thanks for giving it a shot. I appreciate that. And thank you so much, Gemgwin. That was so very kind. That's so awesome. You guys are amazing. Wow. I don't deserve you, but I'm glad you're here. Hi, Fades. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I'll do shout outs here in a bit after the news, probably. Don't even need to go that far. I found the answer, Brent. I found the answer. What's your answer? Got a Sasquatch ornament from my daughter. Yeah, I've been getting a few of those too. I got a few from Barbara Mora. She's does a lot of ceramics and pottery, and she made a bunch and handed them out to several of us. That was cool. Chris Barwin, hello to you over on Facebook. Good to see you. B. Arthur. Andrew Gnome's Trucking Express. I guess that's going to stick. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to be B. Arthur. Thank you, Dave Scott. But just make sure if you're talking to Dave, he's Betty White. Because Betty White's timeless and Dave's timeless. So make sure to return the love. If I got to be a golden girl, he's got to be one too. Good to see you guys, though. Thank you, Jem Gwynn. That was really nice. All right, I'm going to do one more. I don't know what this one is. I'm not sure that I've heard of this one. But let's check it out. Here we go. It's Conspiracy Files of unexplained-mysteries.com. Pentagon officials reopen Yankee Blue memo search after a FOIA appeal. Ooh, I don't know what this memo is all about. The documents concern an alleged directive to halt a notorious hazing ritual involving claims of alien technology. Back in September, we reported on the strange case of Yankee Blue, the code name for an alleged Department of Defense hazing and misinformation campaign that involved personnel in classified Air Force units being shown images of flying saucers and then being told that they were from a top secret program tasked with reverse engineering captured alien technology. Even the existence of this practice has been the subject of a great deal of controversy, though if it did exist, it was likely designed to conceal legitimate details of black projects during the Cold War. Participants would typically be threatened with serious consequences should they reveal any details of what they've been working on, and many of them have spent their whole lives believing that it was all real. Excuse me, it's a little sniffly. Details of this program were later uncovered by the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, and subsequently revealed to the public in a Wall Street Journal article. In response, the Defense Department acknowledged what it called pranks, and the Pentagon had allegedly ordered an immediate halt to the practice via an internal memo. Well, at the time, a Freedom of Information Act request submitted by the Black Vault asking for the release of this memo had drawn a blank with the Office of the Secretary of Defense, denying the existence of any directives related to Yankee Blue. Not content with this response, the website submitted an appeal arguing that the previous search was inadequate and not legally sufficient. Remarkably, on December 12th, the appeal was formally granted. After carefully considering your appeal and as a result of the discussions between FOID personnel in this office, I am remanding your request to FOID for a search for responsive records. The reply states, while the Black Vault has emphasized that this doesn't necessarily mean that any records will actually be found or released, it does at least add further merit to the claim itself. It also offers a second chance to discover what might lie behind Yankee Blue. Whether anything further will come of it remains to be seen. True. That's true. The source of that was the Black Vault. So very cool. Yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me if they were threatening people. And it was kind of unsanctioned. Why did I read chat right then? Oh, no. Yeah, that's about the time I would look at the chat and see what Josie said. Josie. That's so rude. Josie says farts are the ghost of the food we ate. Oh my God. I never would have thought of that. I wish I wasn't now either. But thank you for that insight. Oh, Amy gifted 5 memberships as well. Wow. You guys are crazy. I love it, though. All right. 5 memberships. Who got them? Patty 9x4 got one. Lucid Curios got one. That's cool. I think that's Lady Death. That's really cool. Bad Actor got one. Andrew Taint 69 got one. What the hell? That's a funny name. And the Kimberly 40 got one. So congratulations to all 5 of you. Thank you, Amy, so much for that. That is just incredible. I really appreciate that generosity. It really does help. I can't believe how many of you guys are gifting memberships tonight. Wow. And T-Bone rolling 10 at us. That's awesome. You guys are amazing. All you are amazing. And Ozzy remembering. That's cool. And Amy membering and then gifting. Are you kidding me? It's like a Christmas party here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Amy. She says, you're welcome, Brent. That's so nice. All right. So anyway, that's the last news article for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got a lot more show to get to. So we got to get to that. We got to get to it. This is the greatest show ever. All right. I'm a little snuffly. I don't know why. It's not like a cold sniffly. I guess sniffly is about the right word. It's just like a winter air sniffly. Like I feel dry, but I feel pluggy too. What do you do? It's the life we live. All right, so that was the news. We're going to get back to the rest of the show. Find out what the hell else is going on in the world of the Paranormal Portal. Here we go. I will, Android. I'll remember that. That'll be my power up. Like, with Goku, it's Kamehameha. I'll just be like, you effing. No. That'll be like my version of a Kamehameha. Just winding up a bunch of drunk sailor words. Just flying around in my boxer briefs. Yeah, it'll be ugly, but they're going to regret breaking into this house. There's a lot of reasons they regret breaking into this house, and me cussing and running around in my boxer briefs is not high on that list. I don't run around in boxer briefs, just for the record. I always at least wear shorts, even in the warm months, like workout kind of shorts. I don't get the whole underwear thing. It's like, yeah, hey, just parade on by. I don't know. I know I don't want to see myself in underwear, so I can't imagine anyone else does either. Just saying. All right. Anyway, like Clark Griswold, yeah. There it is. I guess we can probably go to the reading tonight. I wanted to do this because it was asked, and I thought that's a sweet idea. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to look at me while I read this. I don't have anything to display for you as far as graphics or anything like that, or a picture book where I can read it and turn the page and show you. So it's not going to be that kind of story time, but it's going to be, this is a reading of, what the hell is this? What the hell? Wait a minute. This is not the reading. Maybe it is. Yeah, I guess it is. It's called A Visit from St. Nicholas. Is that the original words or title for this thing? I guess there's two versions according to this, but anyway, I'm going to read the one I got up on my page, and this is from poetryfoundation.org, and I'm going to read this one for you guys. So kick back, relax, and enjoy the musings of me reading A Visit from St. Nicholas. 'Twas the night before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment he must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers then flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. There you go. As requested. I hope that was nice. I hope that worked. But there you have it. Night before Christmas. And, remember, I did a portal version of that that's posted on YouTube, Instagram, and on TikTok. Yeah. So there you go. Thanks, Amy. You're welcome, P. Is Rachel here? I'm not seeing Rachel anywhere. This is her idea. Maybe she's got holiday plans. Brent, do the story about the island of misfit toys. Oh, in the land that Christmas forgot. Bah humbug. Thrives there. Huh. Oh, thanks, guys. That was a good idea. That credit goes to Rachel. That was her idea. And that is also the inspiration for me doing a portal version. And you can check that out. It's on the channels. Wherever you see my channel, I guess, or my name. It should be attached to all of it, except what isn't it on? I don't know. I think it's on everything that I can post on. So, there we go. We got some more to do, though, paranormal-like stuff. So if you guys are ready, we'll get to that. And that is, how are we doing for time? Oh, it's already almost 8. Flying through the night, folks. We're flying through the night, as always. What? This isn't it, is it? No. What was this? Wait a second. No, that's not it. It's got to be this one. Where's it, that one? Holy God, that got all screwed up. Everything got all screwed up there. Huh. I don't know what happened. Usually when I had to, my computer had restarted and it saves where I was at, but don't know. I don't know. This is creepy weird. I lost my spot. Okay, well, I'm going to start. I think I'm about here on one. This is a thought catalog article. I was just scrolling through to figure out where it left off, because usually it holds it and freezes on that until I come back to it, even if the computer restarts, but it didn't this time. So it must have been an update as well on that browser. On the Brave browser, I like the Brave browser, by the way. It's great for avoiding a lot of extensive ads. Not that I have a problem with ads, but some sites have a lot of ads, and it gets obnoxious. So I like the Brave browser for that. It does a good job. I think maybe we read that one. I think we read that one. Okay. This one is called Sebastian. This article, by the way, is written by Emily Madriga. It's 23 real ghost stories that will make you believe in the paranormal. Well, hell, I already believe, but we ought to enjoy these just fine. And this is from 2021, so it's a little, a few years old, but this stuff is always evergreen. So let's get to this one. I hope this is right. I'm kind of winging it here because it's hard to remember from last Saturday where we left off, but this is my best guess. That's not what we're going to do yet. Just be patient. All right. Sebastian is the name of this one. And again, thoughtcatalog.com for this article. I used to work in a bar that wasn't exactly a jail, but temporarily held people awaiting court and sentencing. Well, everyone had stories about the residential ghost who we called Sebastian. The first time I saw Sebastian, I looked down the stairs while I was opening and I saw some legs in black pants and smart shoes. The ceiling obscured his torso upwards. And when I went downstairs to ask how he got in, he ran down the hallway and just vanished. A few other staff members mentioned seeing a man in a black suit who would be in the bar after hours when you'd be cleaning. But when you'd approach or speak to him, he'd turn a corner and just disappear. Sometimes after closing, you'd hear someone ringing bells on staff members' bikes downstairs, or you'd hear a crash and the bikes would be moved to a different place. Other times you'd see a man in black duck into the office, and by the time you'd enter, he'd be gone. The clincher that convinced us all that it wasn't just a thing we all believed because we all joked about it so often was the day the new chefs came. They didn't speak much English and would leave once dinner service was over, so they never engaged the Sebastian stories. One day, one of them asked about a man in black kept leaning on the ordering window while they were cleaning. Sebastian was pretty chill, though. He never scared us or did anything mean. I think he just liked hanging out. That was by _always_sunny_ from Reddit. And this article's a Reddit scrape. I call them Reddit scrapes, where they're farming these comments from Reddit threads. And I love these stories because there's just a whole, plethora, as Dave Scott says, a whole plethora of material to work with on these scrapes. So that's kind of a cool story. Again, I don't think most spiritual presences are meaning trouble. They don't mean to be dicks or jerks. I just think they sometimes get bored and maybe screw with you, but I can't blame them. I mean, if you were just this disembodied apparition, you don't have a physical body, but you're stuck somewhere. What are you going to do? How long could you entertain yourself before you'd be like, I'm going to start screwing with them? That sounds like more fun, because it is interaction. And I think psychologically, even maybe without a body, we still need that. We have a need for interaction. We have a need to interact with somebody outside of ourselves. Otherwise, I think you would go insane. And I don't know if spirits can go insane or not, but maybe they can. And so at the very least, I think they get bored and they just want to be acknowledged, to be recognized for whatever that serves. At least it means that they have a reality, even though, I mean, most of the time I'm sure people are passing them by, maybe walking through them, walking right past them, no acknowledgement, and that's gotta be a real head screw, you know. That's my take anyway. But I think a lot of times they don't mean trouble. They're just there. They're stuck there for whatever reason, and they just need interaction, and so they interact. And it's in all of these mentions in the story where they weren't breaking things. They weren't trying to terrify people. They were just trying to interact with the only way they could. And that was, oh, you see me? Where am I now? Where am I now? I mean, like a kid, like hide and seek. So you ever see like a toddler? Like a toddler, they're walking around and you just look at them and go, what are you doing? And they'll be like, hey, and they run off. And it's kind of like that. It's kind of like a basic human reaction. Like, oh yeah, what, can you get me? You know, maybe it's something like that. I don't know. I don't mean to imply a real childishness to them, but I imagine if that's all you got left, you take what you can get. All right, the next one is called Grandpa Ghosty. When I was 15, my dad was driving to a friend's house to practice some roller hockey. My buddy lived in a 2-story log cabin with a long, winding driveway, and it was the first time I'd been to his house and had been told his parents wouldn't be home until later in the evening. Well, as we drove up, my dad says he thought my friend's parents weren't home, and I told him they weren't. He then points to a 2nd-story window and says, well, someone's there. I look up and see an older male dressed in Western clothing and wearing a big cowboy hat. This is Texas, so that isn't unusual. I said, well, I guess they got home early, just shrugged it off. A while later, I mentioned something about asking his parents something, and he says they won't be home until later. I point out both my dad and I saw someone in his house, and he freaks out because no one was supposed to be there. We then go in the house to check it out and don't find anyone. Well, after his parents got home, we were in the back room of the house, and I see a picture of a guy who'd been upstairs. I point it out to my buddy, and he turns white and says, that was his granddad, who died 6 years earlier. It turns out my buddy's parents believed the house to be haunted by multiple spirits. And that was by Trist_91. Yeah, I mean, sure. Why wouldn't Grandpa be there? Was it his house? Maybe. I don't know. But sure, cowboy hats aren't unusual here in my home, part of Eastern Washington. More cows than humans here, to be honest. Yeah, it can be that way over here in Idaho too. I mean, there's quite a few real cowboys. I mean, these are people with cattle ranches and stuff, and yeah, they wear boots, they wear the cowboy hats, and that's just their thing. I just look at those boots and I'm like, how can your feet be comfortable? Because your toes are splayed down to like this point. Kind of reminds me of that foot binding thing for the, what was it, Japanese women used to have to endure, or Chinese women, that whole foot binding thing. And it's like shockingly disgusting to see what their feet look like when they're not crammed into shoes. Like how completely deformed their feet are from all of that brutalization since they were young kids. And it was kind of a sign of beauty. But I don't know what cowboy toes look like without boots on them, but I'll bet you they look something like this. I'm just saying. I bet you they do. There we go. Okay, let's go to the next one. Don't know how I got on their boots, but that's the way my head works. All right, man-hating ghost is next. Man-hating ghost. When visiting a friend in Chicago, she told me under no uncertain terms, the ghost of a woman who lived there wasn't really fond of men staying there. Well, I was told that I needed to make sure I closed any door behind me, lest she slammed the door behind me. Sure as hell, first night I'm there, I get up to go pee in the middle of the night. I didn't close the bedroom door, and when I came back from the bathroom, the door slammed so hard, it knocked a piece of art off the damn wall. That was by Sir_Twitch. Wow, that's shocking. It's actually a lot of energy. Oftentimes we equate activity with the power of a spirit. Like, well, it must have a lot of power because it moves these doors and slams them repeatedly. And so, I don't know. I mean, we just don't know. We don't know. Whether or not that's the case or not, maybe they all can do it. They just choose not to. I don't know. Interesting, though. Knocking is next. We started hearing knocks on the siding, second floor, as if someone was at our door. Well, this followed loud banging in the basement every night. Well, I decided to record through the night, and this snowflake ornament started spinning long after we had all gone to bed. There was no draft, as the other ornaments didn't move. When I played it back, I heard a man's voice repeatedly calling me a hoe. I still live there. And this is from It's My Life 101. That sucks if that's the spirit. That's the regard the spirit has for you. Is calling you a hoe. Or maybe this woman's a little promiscuous. I don't know. Maybe he's just calling his balls and strikes like he sees it. I don't know. That might be a frustrating thing. If you're stuck in a house and it's like, oh no, why is Becky here? She needs to leave. She's defiling my space. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we always have to consider the fact that I'm pretty sure we're swimming in a world of spirits. Like, and I've said this hundreds of times throughout the course of the show. If we all had perfect vision, like just in a drop of a hat, we had perfect vision, could see everything around us in its truth, I think we would be shocked and horrified because we would find that we are literally swimming in a world of spirits. I think that's literally that much of that energy is around us at all times. Now, I don't think that they are always or even often truly aware of us. They might have an inkling of us just because of the energy, but much like we have inklings, like, oh, I feel like I'm not alone. Well, you might not be, and they may feel the same way. So it might be a mirror of our own experience in that regard, but it is very wild. John Temprin, y'all have a very merry and joyous Christmas. Long day. God bless. Yeah, God bless, John. Thank you so much. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in. Ghost disrespects me. They are gone. Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm not really big on that. It's like, I know I'm paying the rent to be here. I'm paying the bills. So I'll be damned if something that's not footing the bill is going to treat me or my family like crap. It's like, no, that's not going to be okay. So I'm with you. I agree, Brent. They're all around us, said Car Juice. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot to do shout outs. I guess we should do that in a little bit here. I'm going to read one more, and this will be it for this article for tonight. This is Woman in White. My girlfriend and I were driving back to her parents' house when I was probably 17 or 18. We went down this one road, and she screamed for me to swerve. Well, I figured she'd seen a deer, and when I turned my head, I see a woman dressed in white pushing a white bassinet. She's also holding a boy's hand, and he was wearing white. They weren't in my rear view. That was by Salami Mommy. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. No idea what that one means. But anyway, there you go. So that's where we're going to stop this one. And I'm going to do some shout outs now. I'm sorry. I know John Temper. Some people have already left just because it is the holiday and there's a lot going on and everybody's got full schedules and lots of commitments to take care of tomorrow. But let's see who's here over on Rumble. I got Justin Good Earth Dog Digger, Car Juice. I still haven't seen Barbara, but maybe Barbara's I know she's had some serious flooding and stuff going on over there. So make sure to say a prayer for Barbara that she's okay in California there. She's posted a video today of like the street in front of her house is like a stream running down river. You know, it's like she lives on an incline and the water's just rushing past her house. So they're just having a hell of a time with all that rain. So send your prayers to Barbara that she's okay. Yeah. And, all right. So that's who's on the Rumble. I know the gaming nerd guy is over on Twitch, or at least was. I don't know if he's still there, but let's see who is in the house here on YouTube. And we've had a few people pop in from, no, I don't want to do that here. Sorry. I want to go back. Close, please. I want to go back and pop this out first so I can see it better. There we go. But I'm going to do that. If you want a shout out, please type something in the chat so I can give you a shout out. Because otherwise I don't see it. So I got Amanda's Crazy Life channel. Amy Ello is in the house. She's a brand new member. Amy Creel is here. How you doing, Amy Creel? The Amy's are represented. Thank you for being here. Andrew Gnome's Trucking Express 420 Man from the West just popped in above. And how are we doing? Android Paranormal, Annie Manuel, Aussie Boss Tiger is here. Chucky Danger's in the house. How you doing, Chucky, brother? Good to see you. I mean, how are you doing? All of you, of course, but it's good to see Chucky. Missed him on Saturday. Dale Atkinson is here. Elaine Clifford is here. Elizabeth Morin is here. Gemgwin's here. John Temprin is here. Josie is here, as is Lori Gibbs, as is MCAT Paranormal, as is Michelle Wolfong. Something just disappeared above. Nathan QS is here. Philip Blair is here. What is that? P. Jean is here. Good to see you, P. Jean. Stony Jackson's here. The Unknown is here. Wonder Woman's here. Weird Traveler is here. Good to see you. That's a new name for me, I think. Maybe not, but it seems new. Wizard Moon is here, and Yeshua Reloaded. So hello, all you guys in the chat. Thank you. If you're just kicking back watching, I can't see that you're there, so I apologize. I can't give you a shout out unless you type something, because then it just appears. Otherwise, you're sitting in obscurity, and that's fine too. You don't need to say anything. But it's great to see all you guys. Thank you so much for being here. All right, we have to get to the next part. And this is the part that's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed this, and I hope you will enjoy this too, because I got several examples pulled up for you guys for us to review. So, without further delay, it's time for...
What the hell is that?
Indeed, what the hell is that? This is the segment of our show where we review evidence. Some of it's obviously not very legit. Others of it, maybe. Again, there's a lot of question marks in a lot of this stuff. Like, we can't substantiate a lot of this. We can't question the people involved. We can't look at the situation in different times of day. So it's just mostly a gut check. And I don't expect, nobody's going to be held to their answer like, oh, you thought that was real? Oh, it's anybody's opinion is just as valid as anybody else's. So weigh in, with what you feel. You might be right. You might be wrong. It doesn't matter. We just can't know with what we can see here. But this one is the first one I'm going to show you guys. Has been around for a while. This is an older video. It's, according to the video itself, it looks like it was time stamped with September 12th of 2010. And so we're going to take a look at this now. And it says, a woman films herself sleep to prove that she was being abducted by extraterrestrials. And this has, again, been around for a long time. This video is certainly not new. It's being posted by, why is that so small? I can't really see it. I'm trying to see it, damn it. Let me get this out over here. It's posted by Alien World is the Facebook page. So here is the video. You guys be the judge. I'm going to play it. I don't think there's any noise, but I'll try it with the sound too. Here we go. Get ready to vote. The other part of this segment is I'm going to ask you after every piece of evidence that we look at, do you think it's real? Don't you think it's real? So 1 if you think it's real, 0 if you think it's fake, or give me a decimal. 0.5, you're kind of in between. 0.1, you pretty much not really buying it. 0.9, you're almost totally convinced. But let's check it out. Here's the video.
2010 in England. This woman was claiming to be abducted every night while she was sleeping.
Okay, I'm going to kill the noise. And just watch the video. Watch what happens. See what you think. Now, interestingly enough, there is there it goes. Now she's suddenly not there. So she's gone. She melted into the sheets, apparently. But the question is does she come back? I don't remember. I don't remember the whole thing. So, yep, she's definitely not there. She didn't, I mean, if she did disappear, she disappeared. Interestingly enough, there almost looks like a milky outline of something here, but that could be anything. This could be the headboard. This could be something like a lamp. I don't know. So it's hard to make out what all this is. Oh, there she's back. There she's back, and she's like fidgety, and now her husband's all fidgety too. And we get the boxer moon. So interesting. I'll let that play. What do you guys think? Give me a vote. Amanda's Crazy Life channel says nope. Diana Marr says nope. 0.25 from Karen Alberding. Chucky says magic trick. Fair enough. Fair enough. Could be. Person turquoise waving wizard moon. That's an emoji, I guess. What do we got on Rumble? Anything yet? I got to get back down here. All right, nothing on Rumble yet. Yeshua's about halfway in. Adventures with Beth, 33 and a third. Thanks. 33 and a third. It's not 0.33 and a third. Okay. So not much belief, but maybe a little. Blue Crew's giving it half. John Stevenson, nope. Elizabeth Morin, nope. Excuse me, Annie Manul, nope, she's not buying it. And there we go. Cryptical Crossroads with Josh, nope. Man from the West, nope. And 0.1 from Weird Traveler, okay. Mostly nope. Stony Jackson's a -0, which I think still is 0, but anyway. PG, nope. You need the horns video. I'm not sure what that is. All right, 0.5 from Elaine and 0 from Dale Atkinson. Any votes on Rumble? Justin, what do you think? Did this really happen? Or is this some kind of fabrication? That looks like 0.5 from Justin Good Earth. He's about halfway there. Big D, any thoughts? Car Juice, what do you guys think? Over in Rumble, do you have a vote? I'll give you a couple seconds to weigh in if you want to tell me what you think. Mike Nation is not buying it. It's on a loop. It's playing. It's still playing. It's on a loop. Sometimes you'll see the lady there. Sometimes you won't. So the part now is like the middle, and then she reappears and starts throwing blankets off of herself. There she is. She's back. Now she's throwing blankets. And then the guy's like throwing blankets too. And then it resets. This is the beginning again. Husband and wife in bed. So you can see it. Dog Digger's halfway. Car Juice is nope. Okay. So I think most of you are like, nah, I'm not buying this one. And fair enough. That's fine. I will say you're right. Magicians have been doing this trick forever. The disappearing person. And we never do actually see the woman in the bed until she starts throwing blankets. Otherwise, it's just could be a wireframe under there that they collapse. We don't know. But it wouldn't be hard to fake is, I guess, the basic part of this. It wouldn't be hard to fake. So, yeah, so sorry, setup. Nothing going on there. Nope. Lori Gibbs says, yeah. And you could be right. I'm not saying it's impossible that it's real, but it's not a lot to go on. So I'm with you guys. I think you start with skepticism and you move towards belief based on what you're able to observe. But we're not able to observe much with this one. Just there's a body there, then it isn't there, then it's back. And when she comes back, he gets all tossy-turny as well, and they adjust. So not a lot. It could be legit, in all fairness. Androids, yeah, 0.52, no video cut. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there isn't a video cut, but it's not much different than what you would see on the stage of any, prestidigitation, which is, magic tricks. Okay. All right, that's the first one. But wait, there's more. Here's one. What is this one from? Lefty Loves You. This is a channel we've watched many times before. She does good videos. I like it. It's hard to know how legit these are, but I think it's cool that she does these videos. She does a good job putting them on, and they're fun to watch. So let's check out this one. I don't have any backstory on this, but we can just listen to what she says.
Shorten the video because I'm not sure if anything happens throughout until like the very end.
Okay.
TV turned off.
Oh my gosh! Guys, this way.
Fuck. No thanks. I might have.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the evidence. It's. I'm going to mute it and then just let it play. You can see the little crib, the little play crib, kind of shoots off, and they just go nope, and they go to the bedroom, I guess, back here, and are just going to lock themselves in. What do you think? Does that possibly represent real? I think the reactions seem pretty organic. Like they're all pretty shocked, and they're all like, "No, let's get the hell out of here." Not panicky though. The footsteps were rather slow going into the room, but this probably isn't their first rodeo if they're living in a house with activity. Like maybe they've seen this 100 times with other objects, so it's just uncomfortable, but so I don't, doesn't have to be a state of panic. This woman is definitely yanking the kid with her, but the kids are rather, the funny thing is, again, here's my biggest complaint. You watch it, this kid is the littlest, this one's a little bigger, and here's the adult. Look who goes into the room first. Look who the first one to nope out is. There we go. Let's see who the first one is. It's like, you're all on your own. She doesn't even wait around. She's like, no, all right, yeah, let's go. I'm going first. Like, wouldn't you think the parent would be like pushing the kids ahead of her and facing the room like, all right, get going, kids, get going. And acting protective. But that woman is out. She's done. Covered another one like that not too long ago. Mama isn't playing this game. No, she's not, but she's not really mama either. She's like, I'm out of here. You're all on your own. This is the second one like this that I've watched in this segment. And it's just shocking. It's like, protect your kids. You're supposed to be the barrier. You're the adult. But she's the first one. Now she might be carrying a baby too. And so, fair enough, the older kids can move, the baby can't. Maybe that's a good thing. Does she have a baby or not? I'm not really sure. Yeah, she's got a baby. So, okay. Well, then I don't blame her as much. Because she's got an infant at that point. So, yeah, the other kids, you guys can walk, you can move, but I'm getting this baby out of here. So, anyway, what do we got for votes? Mom has a baby. I say 1. Yep, you're right, Wonder Woman. You're right. That was a mislabel on my part. Weird Traveler, nope. Chucky's all in. Yeshua's laughing. Lori Gibbs gives us a apostrophe. Aussie Boss Tiger says, yep, that's real. Lori Gibbs is all in too. 4.5 from Mike Nation. He's not only in, he's in 4.5 times. Dale Atkinson, almost all the way there. Let's see what else. Yes, grab your child. Ugh. 1, because her reaction was legit startled. True. Yeah, she does look startled. Yep, and she sounded startled too when I played the sound. Yeshua's all in. Check the original posters. I don't know what Ramon's talking about. Yeah, I appreciate all your efforts to help the channel. Author illustrator BJ Lapierre is all in. Adventures with Beth is 0.666. Well, that's not at all creepy, Beth. Michelle Wolfong 1, Cryptic Crossroads 1. Yeah, I think it could be good evidence. It could very well be. Justin Goodearth all the way in. I think it might be real. Yeah, I think it might be too. Again, I've lived in a house with activity. I've never seen anything slide across the floor like that, but I did watch a chandelier pull out of my ceiling and hit the floor. And it didn't scare me as much as it pissed me off because I knew I had to fix that. But I have to say a big 0 from Unknown. John Stevenson, 0. Elizabeth Morin, nope. I'm in a weird mood tonight, says Beth. I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Dog Digger's all in on this one. So wonder why they're filming, but people have nanny cams. It's nanny cams, and they also have home security cams. They oftentimes have indoor cams now. And it's because you want it for identification. And you want it in case you can't get to a phone, that the monitoring service that's monitoring your home security system can watch the cams and see what's going in and report it to the police. Because a lot of times the people involved can't just sit there and hang on the phone and like, oh, they're coming in my living room now where I'm sitting. So it gives the opportunity to still report without having to verbally sit on the phone with the monitoring service. So if you ever get an alarm off in your home, what the company's going to do is acknowledge that, send out a phone call to you, but they're also going to hit the cameras to see what's going on in your house. So this isn't that unusual anymore. It's in fact very common now. So, yep, Brent, though, when events happens, you are used to it and you just, what the heck? And our reactions are shocked when we go into action. Well, I will just say that I never felt that it was evil. Like, I never felt that way. Like, if I felt it was evil, I'd probably, genuinely feel fear, because I don't want something that's that hell-bent to be attacking me or my family. But it just felt like it was like, I had the intuition to turn around. Like, I felt like I should turn around because something was going to happen. And sure enough, it did. So it was like it almost went, hey, watch this, and did it. I don't know. Maybe I should have been scared. I don't know. I mean, I've had several experiences up to that point, tons more now, but I wasn't like seriously well acquainted with a lot of paranormal activity, but it was a haunted house, so I eventually got used to it. So anyway, that one's a good one. I think we got some interesting takes on that, but let's get to the next one. This one is footage of a restaurant that's believed to be haunted. And I like this one because it's more of the subtle things. There's some really, really obvious things going on, but there's also subtle things. And this is coming from, wow, God, why is it doing this to me? What is it doing? I got to move it up a little more. It's coming from Down the Rabbit Hole on Facebook. Down the Rabbit Hole is a cool, it might be Instagram. No, it's Facebook. I think Chucky was the one that first pointed me at these guys. But it's Down the Rabbit Hole, and this is a creepy video of a haunted restaurant. The first one is super weird, but the hand that grabs that guy is chilling. So there's a lot of activity going on in this little clip, but you keep an eye on things and see what you think. It's small, and I know if you're looking on a small device, you're going to have a hard time seeing much. But here we go. This is it. Footage of a restaurant that's believed to be haunted. I think they're pretty justified in their belief. But see what you guys think. Here it is.
Look at that. Whoa.
Oh, what?
Right there. No, wait. It gets better. It gets better. That's not it. It gets better. Look up here.
What is that?
Right there.
Oh!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Remember the bar this morning, Susie?
Yes.
I showed you that demon rabbit from hell? No, wait. Look. Is that a face right there, guys? No, look. Oh my God. It just moved.
It literally...
Watch it. Put your eyes on it. See?
Ew.
See? I told you.
Dude, that's scary.
I know,
It's literally
right?
gone.
I think it's pretty cool, actually.
So there's more. This is the guy that's walking around. I'm killing the sound because I don't want too much of that sound. Here's the guy walking. Apparently he gets grabbed. Oh, you see that? Like it looked like a hand shot up and caught him on the shoulder there. There's another angle of it too. I think this is him doing it as he's walking and looking. I could be wrong, but I think this is, that maybe looks like a reflection of somebody there, but it's kind of creeping, looking. Yeah, there's kind of a face there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it kind of shot out there. Oh, that one's a different one. Okay. So the one where he got grabbed was really kind of quick. But let's see if I can fast forward to that part. Here we go. Watch his shoulder here. You can see his arms are by his side, but something taps him on the shoulder. And that's creepy. Very creepy. So what do you think we're looking at here, folks? Think we're looking at real phenomena? Is this real? Is this really what happened? Give me some votes. What do we got? Blue Cruise is all in on this one. I see Blue Cruise voted. All right. Lenda's all in. Amy says real. So you got one. Sure. Adventures with Beth. This is one's a one. Oh, here we go. They're all coming at once. John Stevenson won. Chucky Danger won. Aussie Boss Tiger's all in. Mike Nation, yep. One. Yeshua's all in. Amy's all in. Michelle Wolfong's all in. One. That's translucent hand. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Dale Atkinson's all in. BJ's all in, as is Android. Karen, halfway for unknown. Wizard Moon, all in. Ramon's all in. Stony Jackson's got a 0 on this one. Fair enough. Cryptical Crossroads with Josh. Yep, 1. Elizabeth Morin, 1. Halfway for Owl Woman. Okay. Vincent Sanchez is all in. Okay. What do we got over on Rumble? Big Justin Goodar is saying 0.75. He's most of the way there. Big D's about halfway. Car Juice is all in, and Dog Digger's all halfway in. So at least 25% for the performance. Well, I think there's some pretty good captures here. Honestly, I think, again, these are surveillance cameras. This is a handheld. He's going with this camera, but watch the reflections that are on your screen right now in that fridge. You can see his motion, but it does look like something kind of pops out and just kind of appears there and then kind of disappears in the shine on the oven or on the door. It's very subtle, but then that door flops open. Now, it wouldn't be hard to mimic that with a string pull, having that locker door open. That's very easy with fishing line to do something like that. And it did open in the direction he was standing, so that is suspect. But doesn't mean it can't happen. It just means that's something you definitely have to consider. So I like this video. I think it's pretty good. I think it might be the real McCoy, personally. I would give it a 1. But, it doesn't mean I'm right. And you guys are equally as entitled to your opinions as well. Let's go to the next one. So this one, well, I'm going to put it up on screen and just let you see. It's just a photo. It's coming from NFL Insider. They finally found it. Terrifying footage revealed. Bryce Johnson, who's of course part of Expedition Bigfoot with Russ and Maria and the other guy, claims drone caught shocking Bigfoot evidence. The video will haunt you. There's a link you can click. I wouldn't do it, but it appeared out of nowhere and the drone didn't lie. Bryce Johnson is breaking his silence after a chilling encounter that's already sending shockwaves through the Bigfoot community. According to Johnson, the footage, blah, 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 captured his drone isn't just unusual. It's disturbing, unexplainable, and proof that the creature they've been chasing may be far closer and more intelligent than anyone expected. I'm going to be done reading that. That's a dude in a costume. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's have you guys vote. I'm just going to let you vote on what you're seeing here. What do you think? Then we'll get to it. Elizabeth Moore gave it -100. That's the lowest vote I've ever heard. That's awesome. Chucky's not buying this. Linda's not buying it. What do we got? Who else? Diana Mars not buying it. John Stevenson's not buying it. Aussie Boss Tiger is buying it. AI Chucky Danger says, yeah. Too Far says Ramon. Vincent Sanchez thinks could be real. Wizard Moon, nope. Yeshua's laughing. Ked Stars giving it a big 0. Owl Woman as well. Amy as well. Dale Atkinson as well. And Blue Cruise. A lot of zeros from 420 Man from the West. -300. She just one-upped it. Okay. That's now the lowest vote I've ever seen. And 0 from Yeshua. And Stony Jackson 0. Well, this one greased his abs first. Yeah, he's kind of rocking the at least a 4-pack there. Yeah. 0%. Yeah. Kitty Cattywack's giving it a 0. Car Juice, nope. Need a lot more context. Here's the smoking gun red flags for me. First of all, this is allegedly from Fox News, but I'm here to tell you that this has never appeared on Fox News, ever. They've never done this, ever. And so that's not real. And if that's not real, this probably isn't real. Here's the other part. And maybe I got to lower it a little bit. But if I was going to catch groundbreaking information about discoveries of Bigfoot, this is not where I'm going to find it. From NFL Insider. There's no way in hell these are going to be the guys posting this. This is also the same Facebook page that was posting stuff about Ronnie LeBlanc, about Russ Accord, and trying to sensationalize that they'd given him some big exposure and some secret insider stuff. And it's all spammy. I would never click this link because this is all a bunch of crap. It's all crap. So this never appeared on Fox. I think this picture's been around or it's doctored. This is obviously not real. It's just some kind of sludgy AI thing. And it's never going to be NFL insiders that's going to break Bigfoot news. So things to look for. And this, this isn't a slap in the face to any of you who said one. I believe they're out there. I believe they're out there. And certainly this could be evidence except for all these other things. These pictures, not so much, I don't think. I mean, it could be a real blown up zoom shot. And so you're never going to get crystal clear. And that could pass, but I can't pass it with this and with this. That's just, and there's no way on a network TV show. These guys are under contract. All of these people are under contract. They don't pre-release information, even in interviews, even with discussions. Like, I know Ronnie, and Ronnie never gave me like sneak peeks into what they've discovered and stuff. And I never asked him either because I didn't want to put him in that position, to have to say anything or not say anything. But he never offered anything that wasn't already released. And so they're under contract. Because if the stars of a show just go out and say, hey, we just saw Bigfoot, here's some evidence, check this out. Well, you just lost the draw for your show because the news is already out there. Why should, people might watch it just to see how it happened, but you've lost part of the audience right away. So I think it's bunky, but that's the red flags that I'm seeing. And I just wanted to point those out to you. And I'm using these as, educational moments so we can discuss and share. Watch where you're getting the information. Where is it being posted? Does that make sense? That NFL insider would be breaking Bigfoot news repeatedly, not only of Ronnie, but of Bryce, of Maria, and all of them on NFL Insider when no other sites are posting this stuff. You should see, if any announcement like that ever came out, you would see it all over the place on several sites. You wouldn't just see it on one site. So that's crazy stuff. This one comes from Paranormal Warehouse. And this is a Facebook site, and we've covered their stuff before. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. There's a few reasons why I don't think these pictures are real, but the pictures themselves are really pretty good. But let's check this out. Here we go. So here it is, paranormalwarehouse.com. There's not really any explanation of what we're looking at other than this is it. Now, I do like this statement, though, because I think this sums it up pretty good. Strangely interesting, with the introduction of AI, the world begins to get super clear pictures of Bigfoot. That's a great point. Now, I think there are super clear pictures out there. I've seen a couple myself that were shown to me that the people were not interested in coming out because they didn't want to get all the crap for it that everybody gets when they produce evidence. But there's several of these pictures in this series, and it's actually really well done. It does look like kind of like the Josh Highcliffe footage, as if we were looking more at the side rather than the back of the Bigfoot. But it is pretty well done. Here's what I don't like. I don't like the ape nostrils. That's not a hooded nose. Almost every eyewitness has said that they have really wide hooded nose. A hooded nose means like our nose. Like the nostrils aren't just wide open. There's a hood over the top of them, much like our noses. But the Bigfoots are much wider and more broad and maybe don't stick out as much. But they do have hooded noses. They don't have this kind of nose, to my knowledge. Now, there may be some, yeah, that's a gorilla, says Beth. Yeah, there may be some claims out there where they had gorilla noses, but I've heard that some people have made that statement. But overwhelmingly, overwhelmingly by like a 9 to 10 reference, or maybe a 19 out of 20 of eyewitness reports talk about them having a hooded nose. Very human-like nose, but very wide. So this is not human-like. And again, it's a great correlation. Like, wow, now AI is readily accessible. Look at how many amazing pictures are coming out of the woodwork. It does look like it's really convincing in its context. I mean, it's perfectly blurred in the right ways, as if it's, having a struggle. The camera's having a struggle picking up what it should focus on, the leaves or the Bigfoot. And so it ends up kind of fuzzing on the Bigfoot because it's still being, having problems with the close foliage, the leaves and stuff. But that one's really pretty good. But yeah, that's my complaint about these. And there you go. I've had 2 encounters, and that is so wrong. What's wrong, Beth? This picture or what I'm saying? What do you mean? Looks like a mixture of 4 primates put together with different features. Yeah, I mean, it is. It's got a very, very chimp-like face, but then the kind of the gorilla nose and snout. And I don't really see orangutan. I see that, but you're right. It does look like an amalgamation. They don't look like that. So what you saw didn't look like this at all? Is that what you're saying, Beth? Okay. In your experience. Now, I will say there is definitely an argument for a pretty wide biodiversity in Bigfoot, Sasquatch, skunk apes, yowies, etc. There are lots of varying physicality levels to them. Some of them look like dumpy men. Some of them look like the Hulk. Some of them look like athletic, like basketball players, that kind of build. So there is quite a variation. There's also the variation in the faces. Some of them are nearly human, like almost exactly like a human in the face, except with more hair. And then some of them are very like chimpanzee looking, like very, very ape looking. And then there's kind of the in-between with like the patties, and then there's the argument for the Gugways, that have the snout, the baboon-like snout. And so there's all kinds of physical variations in the catalog of what we call Bigfoot. And they may be subsets of different branches of the same species. I don't know, but they might also be a biodiversity like we have as human beings. Like if you take me, I look distinctly different from somebody that was maybe from Nigeria. I look, markedly different, but we're both Homo sapien. I'm going to sneeze. Almost. There it is. There it is. Okay. So just keep that in mind. There's plenty of possibilities here. Nobody's an expert, but that's pretty crazy. The head is kind of wrong. The shape of it's also strange. Yeah, it seems like it, Karen. I mean, I have never seen one in person, so I can't really be a judge. All I can judge by is the body of evidence and reports that I've covered, thousands of them since doing this show. And so that's where I get the knowledge I have, not firsthand, but anecdotal evidence from the body of reports that are out there. Never got a good face view with any of my experiences, said Justin, except for the skulls we found, of course. Yeah, those are great. I mean, I remember you telling me about that. That's just amazing. Just also a heartbreaker that those were lost. Oh, wow. Okay, let's close out this then. I guess this has been a what the hell is that? So there you go.
What the hell is that?
Indeed. That's what we're all wondering. I'm always wondering that. But, all right. Mike, the torso length is it. 0.5 could be either. Yeah, could be. But anyway, that looks like a costume to me. Yeah, it kind of does. I think it's more an AI rendering. Thank you, Wizard Moon, for the blessing. I appreciate that. I'm saying it's real. It's a 1. Could be. I mean, it's not impossible, Mike. I think that's fine. And again, we don't know, but it is an interesting correlation that suddenly AI is prevalent and readily accessible everywhere. And suddenly there's this influx of really good pictures of Bigfoot, where before we were basically blob squatches, 99% of the time. Now it's like, suddenly got like 40% of these really decent pictures coming out. And it's like, well, what's the correlating factor? Well, it's probably AI rendered, but you never know. I'm not saying the real evidence couldn't be in there mixed in with it, but honestly, we're all going to jerk towards AI right now just because it's such a problem. Unless they build in watermarks so that you can tell when something's AI rendered, that automatically you can just tell. It doesn't have to be emblazoned on the picture itself, but it should be some hidden pixel in there that gets hard-coded into every AI render, that if you push a button or have a scan done of it, you can tell, oh, this is AI rendered. So I think that should be done universally on AI renderings. Just so that, if you want to just look at some cool artwork, you can, and some cool renderings, but if you want to know the truth, you just hit a button and go, oh, yeah, this is definitely AI, okay. What? What? I can't read that, Justin. Jesus. All right. So I think this is a good spot for us to get to what's left of the show with the cryptid corner and see what the hell's going on with the creatures we know and love and refer to lovingly as our cryptids. I don't know if it's a loving referral, but it is for me. We're going to go right to Sasquatch Chronicles on that too. So here we go. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, to explore the dark places as we look into the cryptid corner. It's good enough. I stopped it before the boom. My fault. But anyway, there you go. What's the Wes? Did Wes come in? I didn't see Wes come in. I didn't see no Wes. All right. Yeah, we all love Wes. Oh, obviously, I'm on Sasquatch Chronicles. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I get, sorry. Yeah, let's explore Wes's page, Sasquatch Chronicles. He's got a couple of new posts, one or two from today. We're going to read these. This is more light stuff than it is cryptid, but sometimes there's a scary correlation between cryptid activity and these orbs as well. So maybe they're one and the same. Maybe there's something to that. But you said Sasquatch Chronicles. Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot, Amy. I'm a brick sometimes. All right. So we're going to go to one from December 24th. The first appeared as a bright white, I think light. But anyway, a listener writes, I'd like to share an experience I had in late May of 2024 while camping with my son at Two Rivers State Recreation Area near Omaha, Nebraska. I spent much of my life camping and am very familiar with normal wildlife behavior in typical outdoor conditions. This was not a remote wilderness area, but a busy campground with roughly 40 people present. On our third night, around dusk, I noticed two unusual light phenomena near the wooded edge of our campsite. The first appeared as a bright white, disc-shaped light, roughly 1 or 2 feet in diameter, hovering about knee-to-waist height near the tree line. It made quick, precise, almost mechanical pivoting movements. Despite its brightness, it did not illuminate the surrounding grass or ground. The light shut off abruptly, and there was no person or source visible in the area. Well, shortly after that, I observed a second light emerge from the woods. It traveled in a perfectly straight line across a grassy field, over a roadway and directly past our campsite. The light pulsed in brightness, disappearing and reappearing multiple times as it moved. It passed within approximately 10 feet of me at eye level. At its brightest, it appeared to be somewhere between the size of a softball and a volleyball, and then faded completely, with nothing visible left behind. It continued on past other campers before disappearing from view. Later that same night, after dark, I heard unusual vocalizations coming from the nearby woods that sounded human, like hooting, followed by a distant clicking sound. Weeks later, I heard that exact same clicking sound produced by a small bird in broad daylight, which added another layer of confusion to my experience. Of everything that occurred during that trip, The orb sightings stand out as the most significant and unexplained, primarily because of the close proximity and sustained exposure that I had to them. If you find this account compelling, I'd be happy to share additional details or discuss the experience further. Thank you for your time and your hard work you do. Yeah, that's cool. I will say that, okay, so you've got an light anomaly that's going all over the place. It's covering a wide range of territory. I think that Sasquatch are usually pretty present. I don't know. It's hard to say for sure how many per, 10 square miles there could be. I don't know. But if you just happen to be in the right place at the right time, and there's one in your area, if it sees a bunch of lights flying around and stuff, I can't see that it would take a lot for them to come down and want to look closer at it. I think that Sasquatch and Bigfoot are very curious beings. I don't know how smart they are. I think they might be in our range of smartness. They might be much smarter than us. I don't know. It's anybody's guess. Hello, Mark Eddy. Merry Christmas to you, brother. Over on Facebook. Great to see you. And I think that some people correlate one with the other. Like, well, we saw the lights and then we saw the Bigfoot, so it must be Bigfoot's out of the lights. And I'm not so sure you can jump to that far to that conclusion unless you observe that transformation yourself. But just the fact that they're in the same proximity, and the same thing for UFOs and Bigfoot. I think we see strange lights in the sky and we go look. We get really curious and we start kind of approaching while looking at the sky, and maybe that's what's happening with the Bigfoot is they're seeing like UFOs and they're really curious and trying to understand what it is, so they kind of lose their focus on being hidden, and then they get observed and people think, well, obviously the Bigfoot must have come from the UFO. And I don't know how people make that leap. There's not enough evidence to suggest that 1 equals 2 on that, but I think you need some more material to add into that equation before you can make those kind of assumptions. But they could be. It's not that it couldn't. It just feels to me like that's quite a stretch. All right, I think we'll cover one more and then we'll be about out of time. This one's pretty good sized. This is from December 23rd, Sasquatch Chronicles blog. I see something I can only describe as a giant. A listener writes, I would like to tell you about some strange encounters I've had in Evergreen, Colorado, one being a roadside sighting yesterday, December 21st, 2025. Wow, that's very recent. To start things off, I live in Arvado, Colorado, about 30 minutes from the mountains. And I clean 2 Airbnbs in Evergreen, Colorado. They're isolated with only a few houses on the mountain. Both are over 100 years old, and they both carry a strange presence, which I can elaborate on later if you'd like. My encounter with something happened last night at approximately 11:45 p.m. I enjoy taking photos of the stars, and when I have a bad day, I take a trip up there to enjoy the silence and the beauty. I've traveled this same road hundreds of times at all hours of the day, and I have never felt or seen anything strange until last night. After arriving at the Airbnb, I felt something in the air. Things felt off. I had an overwhelming feeling like I shouldn't be there, so I drove further up the mountain and found a spot to pull over and just take some photos. Well, I park my Tacoma and I spend about 10 minutes taking in the beauty and taking my photos. And there are a few houses on the mountain, and they all have dogs. Well, these dogs started to howl and bark for about 5 minutes and then just stopped. When they stopped, I began to notice what everything around me went silent too. Even the wind, dead silent. The hair on the back of my neck stood straight up. I felt it in my spine and in my face. My jaw tightened up and my fight or flight kicked in, and I knew I had to leave. I felt like something was breathing down the back of my neck. Even in the truck, I felt like there was something in the bed that shouldn't be there. I made a swift exit, to say the least, trying my best to get out of there while trying not to fishtail my truck. Cut to the chase, I turn a corner, and as my lights hit the trees in front of me, I see something I can only describe as a giant, pitch black, Gumby-looking thing. It was tall, blocky, and looked like Great Khali from WWE. This thing stepped out onto the road. When my lights hit it, it stepped back and disappeared. This all maybe took about 5 seconds, and I know my eyes weren't deceiving me. This thing absorbed the darkness around it. It had to have been 10 foot tall at least. That's crazy. Yikes. There you go. They were destined to see the Bigfoot, the Gumby Bigfoot. I don't know what the Gumby representation is. Gumby, maybe Bigfoot resembles a Gumby. I don't know. I could maybe see it. Maybe the conical shape got mistook for a flat top with a sharp edge. I don't know. But there you go. Great story. And that's the way it rolled tonight. It is Christmas Eve. I hope you guys have enjoyed the journey with me here on the portal. I know all of you guys got plans and lots of things on the agenda going forward, but I just want you to know I really appreciate you guys being here and being a part of the journey. And thank you so much. I am very grateful for all your love and support and all your encouragement. Those of you who super chat, donated memberships, all of that, it's amazing to me, and I appreciate you so much. So thank you all so much, and I will be back on Friday night with Sheldon, I think. I think Sheldon will be here, but I'll be here either way, and we'll dive in another night. So Merry Christmas to all you guys. Happy holidays. Again, whatever you celebrate, just make sure to enjoy it. Be close to those you love. Treasure their presence in your life, and have a great night. Have a great holiday, and I'll see you guys on Friday. That's about all I got. So remember, love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day, and remember to laugh as much as you can. Love you guys, and I'll see you on Friday. Good night.